action then preparing to get underway here at Odsal Stadium. Interesting combination in the standoff half position. Robbie Paul, of course, for Bradford Northern, and Henry Paul for Wigan. As the sun starts to shine at Odsal, Wigan going into the game with a 100% record, but without Chris Rudlinski this afternoon. He's injured, so Gary Connolly has gone to the full-back position across the three quarters. Jason Robinson, Via Twigamala, Barry John Mather and Martin Offiah. Henry Paul and Sean Edwards at half-back. Kelvin Skerritt, Martin Hall and Neil Cowie. Simon Horton, Mick Cassidy, along with Andy Farrell. On the subs bench for Wigan this afternoon, Andy Craig, Terry O'Connor, Craig Murdoch and Martin Dermott. There's an indication there as the pretty treacherous conditions. Massive downpour a few moments ago. Cassidy drives forward. And Wigan looking to get off to a good start. Andy Farrell in his 100th game for Wigan. Had a great season so far. And Wigan's record not over impressive here at Odsal, although they did win here last season. A tight encounter by 10 points to 6, but Bradford Northern have had success here at Odsal in the past against Wigan, as BJ Mather just makes an inroad down that left centre channel across from Martin Hall. Skerritt drives it in, back on his old stomping ground of course at Odsal, and we're up to the last tackle. Edwards, first receiver, expect the bomb or the chip kick, and it's the bomb he prefers on the far side of the field. Northern in possession for the first time in the game. Their starting lineup this afternoon: St John Ellis at fullback, Roger Simpson, Carl Hall and Gary Christie, John Scales, Robbie Paul, Derek Fox the skipper, Andy Ireland, Jason Donoghue, Carl Furbank, Paul Dixon, Brian McDermott, Neil Summers. On the bench, Darren Simpson, John Heyman, Alan Boothroyd and Roy Powell. And it's Fox to blast the penalty up to the halfway line. So the first attack of any note coming in from Bradford Northern. The floodlights are on and the sun shines out and the rain stops. Perhaps that's a good omen. As Northern again move up to the halfway line. And Wigan caught offside. Northern take the penalty quickly, too quickly in the eyes of the referee, and he said he didn't play the ball properly. That's a scrum down. It was Brian McDermott who played it pretty quickly. Head and ball to Wigan. And Edwards to feed the scrum. It breaks up quickly, and Bradford Northern move up quickly as well. Edwards again. Out it goes to Farrell. Good tackle comes in from Andy Ireland. Misses out Cowie. And Simon Horton takes it forward, but not a lot of progress made. The tackling's pretty good for Bradford Northern. And it's been in the final 20 minutes or so of the game so far this season that Wigan have really stamped their authority on matches. Hall spins it out wide. Cowie takes the short one. Again charges down that left centre channel, barged into Carl Hall, just outside the Northern or the Bradford Bulls 20 metres line. Robbie Paul, superb tackle. The Northern in possession, and they spilled it immediately. That's a bad error from Northern, or rather Bradford Bulls. Simon Horton charges forward. Good field position here. The Bulls with some defensive work to do. BJ Mather inside that 20-metre mark for the first time in the game. Wigan have worked a good field position. Martin Offiah, support from Skerritt, charges forward. And Martin Hall goes to dummy half. Spins it back inside to Edwards. Edwards looks for support. It arrives from Cassidy. Well, Carl Hall, the second time he's charged in, and that's not good play really from the Bulls. Back inside though, and Andy Farrell thought about the little grubber. And Martin Offiah, well, a good chase, and that's a dropout. Little chip kick came in, and Martin Offiah put pressure under St John Ellis. St John Ellis didn't like it. The referee just ushers Martin Offiah away from the proceedings. And the two players are going to have a lecture. The two captains as well being called across. Well, a lot of to do about nothing really. It's a dropout. Martin Offiah, bit of pushing, maybe a bit of shirt tugging between St John Ellis and Offiah. But the decision a dropout, and Northern will have to face another Wigan attack. Connolly, again an indication of the tricky conditions as Connolly drives it forward. Horton trying to get some momentum moving for Wigan. And smart play from Martin Hall at the half-back position. Cassidy back inside from Edwards to Farrell. That was Simpson's tackle on Farrell. It was a good one. Here comes Scudder with a head of steam up, charging into that 20-metre area. A couple of tackles left for Wigan to try and make inroads even deeper into Bradford territory. Edwards, BJ Mather spotted a gap, trying to get into his stride. Got the ball out eventually. Robinson did well to take it, had to drop back though, kept the ball alive well. Connolly looking for space, goes right back into the ruck of players, plays it inside to Mather. Wigan keep the ball alive well. They're up to the last tackle. The Bulls with a lot of defensive work to do, but it is the last tackle. Edwards thought about the kick, played it inside to Farrell. Farrell is in, right underneath the post on the last tackle. Andy Farrell in his 100th game for Wigan. Good burst initially from Mather, the ball turned back inside, and Edwards on the last tackle thought about the kick, spotted Farrell on the inside, and Wigan are off, up and running.
For Wigan, number 13, Andy Farrell.
Incredible to imagine that Farrell missed the conversion from right in front. Farrell off to a great start, of course, and he's had a terrific season as well, Andy Farrell. Both leading, the vice-captain. He's got a try already in the game. He's been in great form. Shown a terrific example all season, Andy Farrell. And another example of it there with that try right beneath the posts. And that's where this conversion's going. I don't think there's much doubt about it. John Hamer comes on.
At number 17, Roy Powell replaces number 8, Andy Island.
So the Bulls prepare to restart the action. One of the players off to the sin bin. It's a good deep restart, but it's not a good one from Fox. That's Wigan possession again. And that really is a bad error from Derek Fox. Conceding possession immediately from the restart. Bit of a swirling breeze all around Odsal. When isn't there? Martin Hall. Cassidy. That time it's Cowie. As Wigan build another attack down that right-hand side again. Martin Hall again in the acting half-back position. Here comes Via Twiggamala. He offloads to Henry Paul. Henry Paul steps inside. He makes it look pretty easy. Eventually he's grabbed just 8 metres out, but good field position set up here by Wigan. Edwards again turns it one way, spins it out wide to Cassidy. Cassidy needs to be tackled. It was last-ditch effort from Northern. Bulls, call it what you will, and it comes again. Edwards spins away, gives it to Skerrett. Skerrett tries to barge his way forward. We're up to the last tackle. And Northern in possession, or Bulls in possession. And they need to clear the danger quickly. That's Brian McDermott. The Bulls trail 6-0 to Wigan. Wigan, of course, looking for the third victory inside the last 7 days. Powell thought about offloading, took the tackle in the end. Skerrett's there. So too is Cassidy, along with Horton. And the Bulls make it just inside the Wigan half. They haven't been there too often so far in the game. Little dabber comes in from Fox, and that's a better kick. It's going to drive Wigan back to deep in the tide, their own 20-metre area. But Edwards to feed. And the rain's finally stopped, which should please the large Wigan contingent to the left-hand side. Edwards again, out to Robinson, breaks away from the scrum, breaks up quickly. Henry Paul wants it, didn't get it, but Farrell did, and clears the lines pretty effectively and efficiently for Wigan. Across again it comes, this time to Horton. Cassidy. Never, ever lets Wigan down, Mike Cassidy. Took him quite a while to establish himself in the team, but He's managed to do that now, and the chase is on. And Bradford Northern are going to have to concede the dropout again. And there was no cover there for St John Ellis. He had to move pretty quickly in the end, under pressure from Henry Paul and Jason Robinson. Played with the percentages and took the ball behind. As Wigan attack from deep on that particular occasion. And the Bradford Bulls are going to have to prepare themselves for more pressure from the dropout. It's been all Wigan so far, no penetration as far as an attacking force is concerned for Bradford. Up it comes to Connolly, taken first though by Simon Horton. Charges forward again, he got through that first tackle, and Wigan have a penalty. Roger Simpson coming in at second man, conceding the penalty. Edwards deciding to put more pressure on the Bulls. Turns the ball over the touchline, and the line-out's pretty deep. And Wigan take it quickly. Martin Hall to Cowie. Cowie just 10 metres out. Martin Hall again scampers forward. Edwards to Skerritt. Skerritt blocked, but he's still at a very good field position here, picked up by the champions. Martin Hall spins it back outside. Edwards delays the pass perfectly for Connolly. Connolly inside to Martin Afire. He's got to come back to go forwards, and Afire's lost ground. And again, that's a penalty. Surely it's got to be a penalty, or is it the changeover? Well, it was the hooker, Jason Donoghue, who came in at second man. You'd have to ask him why he did it, because I think the referee's absolutely dead right. The tackle had been completed. Donoghue came sliding in on the top of Martin Afire, and it's given Wigan an opportunity to stretch that advantage even further. As Andy Farrell, well, certainly conditions a bit difficult for goal kickers this afternoon at Odsal, but it's well within Farrell's capabilities. He's been in sparkling form with the boot so far this season, and it's well within his range. Just 10 in from the left-hand touchline. Well, there is a bit of a breeze swirling round Odsal, as there usually is, of course, whatever time of season you visit. Conditions never easy. And we've got Martin Dermott warming up, one of the Wigan subs, as Farrell comes in and composes himself. Huge sand it's topped up on, or teed up on, and he's dragged it just wide. So the Bulls aren't punished for the error, but they will, of course, again concede possession. The dropout on the 20-metre. It's a good deep one, long and high. That's a terrific dropout. Martin Afire collects for Wigan. Not the most popular man in Bradford this afternoon, Martin Afire, but he's escaped the first tackler. Runs across the line though, doesn't make a lot of ground but controls possession. Still 6-0 to the champions as Robinson tries to make some progress on the blind side, but it's covered pretty quickly. Skerritt goes the same route. Might have been obstruction that, but the referee happy with it. Edwards at the hub and the heart of everything. Sean Edwards, and it's back out from Farrell. Well, it wasn't the best pass we'll see all afternoon. Surely unorthodox to say the least. Good tackle from Donoghue on Robinson, but he's quickly up, and that is going to be a penalty. Fox has spoken out of turn, I think. Crowd not happy. Wigan have the penalty, but I'm not convinced. It could have just been a situation where Jason Robinson just dropped the ball. The referee said he had it knocked out of his grasp. Penalty to Wigan taken quickly. Horton now makes progress just inside the Bulls' half of the field. Cassidy takes over, slips on the turf. The Bulls move up quickly. Cassidy again, this time to Edwards. Edwards to Henry Paul. Showed the ball and delivered it to Via Twigamala. Tried to make it get back on his feet. And the referee shouted held. Martin Afire. Edwards. Good ball from Edwards. Cassidy offloads to Cowie. But he had to just stop and take it standing still there, Neil Cowie. We're up to the last tackle as Edwards again tries to get Wigan on the move, and Mather will surely score in the corner. Great ball thrown out by Shaun Edwards. Once more, Edwards, the architect. On that occasion, it was BJ Mather who took the pass. It was easy once the pass had split the cover, and that's what it did from Shaun Edwards. Good win in midweek, of course, against Castleford, and I know Graham West thought that this might be a terrific test for his team this afternoon, and it's certainly never an easy place to come to. But so far, we're going to make pretty short work of it. Cowie. Paul, that time missed out Edwards, and the Bulls have a penalty. It's right in front, so surely they'll try and peg back a couple of points. It's going to be Fox who calls on the sand, I think. Well, the referee's decision went down pretty well with the crowd. He hasn't exactly endeared himself to the Bulls supporters so far, but he did on that occasion, and Fox should really accept this opportunity to get the points on the board, the first of the game for Bradford Bulls. And just looking at the flags around Odsal, all the wind and the breeze seems to have stopped as Fox prepares to take it. And he accepts the opportunity.
The penalty goal scorer there for the Bulls, number 7, Derek Fox.
So Fox pegs back Wigan to an 8-point advantage. And we'll have to see if that can inspire Bradford into some extra work. Certainly, as an attacking force, they haven't figured effectively in the game to date. But they've got an opportunity now with 6 tackles to go to drive Wigan back downfield, but Wigan move up very quickly indeed. Skerritt to the fore with the tackling, so too is Cowie. Martin Hall lends a hand as well. Here come Bradford with Powell. Still haven't got it out of the 20-metre area. They should make it now, though. A line of Wigan tacklers. Powell again. And the Bulls need to get more points on the board quickly. That's a good break from the acting half-back position by Jason Donoghue. It's played quickly as well. We're up to the last tackle. Fox thought about the kick and he's put the high bomb in. That's a great kick from Fox, but Connolly is not under a lot of pressure. He did well in the end, Connolly. Always difficult, and Wigan have taken it very quickly with Farrell. Trying to catch out the Bradford team. They've got to scamper back now to form the defensive line. Henry Paul. 2 Pauls, of course. Robbie Paul for Bradford and Henry for Wigan. Robinson. Edwards inside to Skerritt, who's found some space to work in. Skerritt. Just like a battering ram at the moment, Kelvin Skerritt. Been pretty effective so far in the game. There's Cassidy. Cassidy a bit more subtle, skipped past the first tackler, last tackle, but Wigan once more deep in Bradford Bulls territory. Out it comes again. Chip kick for the corner. The fire chases, but Simpson takes it well. And out it goes to McDermott, who manages to control it. Andy Ireland prepares to come back on for the Bulls. It was Powell who came on to replace him earlier on in the game. And still 8 points in it. We're going to head 10-2. But Bradford enjoying the best spell of the game so far. It's with the other prop forward now, Carl Furbank. Right on the halfway line. Donoghue. Not a good kick though from the hooker. That won't trouble Connolly, and it won't trouble Wigan. They'll be happy with kicks like that. They get possession, and there's the change. Again,
So Andy Island there,
as we expected. And there goes Simon Horton with a blistering run. A superb burst from Simon Horton. Again, it caught Bradford napping defensively. Martin Hall thought about going behind the blind side, turned it back inside. But Robinson is nailed. And somebody is going to the sin bin. I think it could be Fairbank. So more problems for the Bulls. And Wigan have a penalty chance, which they've taken quickly. They haven't gone for the two-pointer. Cowie again, still going. Neil Cowie offloads as well. This is great stuff from Wigan. Martin Hall just a couple of metres from that Bradford try line. Danger here for the home team as Andy Farrell thought about the pass inside. Might have done well better to release it. Couldn't do in the end. Took the tackle. Again, it comes out wide. Henry Paul held it up, and it's been spilled by BJ Mather with the line absolutely unguarded. It was a difficult pass in the end to control when it came from Henry Paul. And Mather had to stretch and reach and couldn't quite control it. And Bradford get the head and ball from the scrum with Fox. And they're on the move this time down this right-hand side. Again, it's McDermott leading the way. He's had a pretty good game for Bradford Bulls so far. And there goes Andy Island. Well, he's going to take some stopping. He can get into his stride. Good tackle by Cowie. Here comes Carl Hall. Fox. Best attack we've seen so far from Bradford. Led by the skipper Fox. That was surely forward pass. Paul controlled it well in the end. It was a loose forward who threw it out. Neil Sommer. Chip kick comes through. Connolly collects. Perfect positioning there from Gary Connolly. And he's set off on a weaving run and makes it to the edge of the 20-metre mark. It was Inga the Stinger. Tests out the Bradford tackling. To Wigan. Well, it does make you wonder when Bradford will learn, because the referee made his intentions pretty clear right from the start of the game. He won't accept any players lying on. He wants the ball to be played quickly, and that's exactly what Wigan have done and set up another good attack with Cowie. Farrell still going. Great burst from Andy Farrell. And the line-out's deep as well from Wigan. Edwards again in possession. There goes Simon Horton. Skerritt with the supporting play. The pass didn't come. It might do now, though, from Henry Paul. He runs back to where all the ruck of players are. Has his ankles tapped. He's still going, though, Henry Paul. Definite danger bells ringing here in the Bradford defence. There goes Veer Twigabala, holds it up, and again a chance has gone begging. Well, it looked to me as though Wigan maybe had too many people on the overlap on this left-hand side. It wasn't a good pass when it came out, but it went into touch in the end. But a let-off there for Bradford Northern, the second let-off they've had in that corner as well. And Wigan will be kicking themselves. They haven't put points on the board and punished the Bulls. Because Fox to feed the scrum, and Bradford back in possession. Simpson, first receiver from his captain Fox. He now goes to the dummy half position. Bradford 2, Wigan 10 the score. There have been some tight encounters in the last few years here. And one game, of course, that was abandoned because of fog a couple of seasons ago. Fox puts the penalty comfortably over the touchline, and Bradford are on the charge with Andy Island just inside the Wigan half of the field. Donoghue. Out it comes again to McDermott. Well, he slipped. The crowd weren't happy. Play on, said the referee. Fox turns the ball inside to Summers. And Bradford have a penalty. We've got a Wigan player down injured. It's Simon Horton. He's just getting back to his feet. So Fox can collect his second penalty of the afternoon, take his tally to 4, and he kicked the other one from around about 12 metres farther out, so he shouldn't have any problem with this one. And again, that breeze, which appeared to be causing 1 or 2 problems in the early stages, has dropped completely. In fact, it's quite pleasant at the moment. And it's even more pleasant now for Bradford because they're within 6 points. St Gianellis, head down, straight up into Martin Hall and Simon Horton. And McDermott has been an eager worker for Bradford. Donoghue is nailed by his shirt lap. That was Horton again doing the tackling for Wigan. Play on, said the referee. Donoghue again in the acting halfback position. This time works it down the Bradford right and Wigan left. Ireland making good progress. Across it goes to Fox. Fox with the bomb. That's a well-placed kick from Fox. Robinson is there. He allowed it to bounce, and that could have been a mistake. But the referee said it touched him. I don't think it did. Or the touch judge maybe said it touched him. It looked to me as though Robinson just policed it behind the in-goal area. The referee saw it differently. Drop out to be taken by Farrell. More pressure now for Wigan to contend with. St Gianellis. They took that confidently. McDermott again, leading the way for the Bulls. That's Andy Ireland, just a couple of metres out. Best spell, best opportunity so far for Bradford Northern. They're almost there. Some good defensive work from Wigan. That was Neil Summers. Out it comes again to Fox. Fox to Paul. Robbie Paul, that is. And the ball. Well, play on, said the referee. There was a touch of luck about it. And I think he's wiped it clean. More pressure for Wigan to contend with. The big men come from the back. That's Furbank. Just a couple of metres out. Pressure here from the Bulls. Out it comes again to Fox. Fox trying to go it alone. And Wigan under pressure for the first time in the game. St Gianellis. Can he create the overlap? Almost made it through a gap which nearly opened up. Ireland took it standing still. Donoghue darts for the line. We're up to the last tackle. Some good defensive work so far from Wigan, but can Bradford squeeze in at the last? Chip kick forward. Has it been taken? And Bradford, I think, had scored. The referee's given the try. And they're right back in it. In fact, they'll be in front with the conversion. Well, there was 2 pieces of fortune about it. The initial build-up. The pass thrown out by Robbie Paul wasn't a good one. The referee wipes it clean, and it was untidy when it came about. Wigan will discuss that one.
The try scorer for the Bulls, number 3, Carl Paul, and the try converted by number 7, Derek Fox.
10 points apiece. So it's a good comeback from Bradford Bulls, 10 points apiece. And Wigan are going to look back on the missed opportunities so far in the game. And BJ Mather picks up the possession. Cowie stayed down after the challenge which came in from Paul Dixon. Turned inside to Veer Twiggamala. Can't quite get into his stride, but it's still a powerful run from the Kiwi. Bradford penalised again. And the Wigan advantage could be restored. And Farrell has a chance to kick his second goal of the game, and it could be an important 2 points as well for Wigan. He certainly won't be happy about the way they've allowed Bradford to come back and get level. He'll be unhappy as well about the missed opportunities, particularly two down this left-hand corner, and they appear to have men to spare, but failed to capitalise on some good approach play. Farrell in his 100th game for Wigan, trusted with the responsibility of this penalty. Left-footed, and it's hit the post. Cassidy's collected though, and he can't get much closer. Plenty of distance again from Farrell, but not quite the accuracy. But Wigan take it up now with Veer Twiggamala, and it's all set up for a tight flourish to the interval. Skerrett slipped, Carl Hall went down and hasn't got back up since the tackle on Veer Twiggamala. Edwards runs across the line, long one thrown out, and Henry Paul took the wrong option, but he's managed to deliver it to BJ Mather. Mather might score himself. Is he in? Yes! Mather has got his second. But I thought for a moment that Henry Paul had taken the wrong option. But that's Wigan at the very, very best, stung into action as the try from Carl Hall and the conversion levelled it. But BJ Mather is now on a hat-trick. Again, a long pass thrown out by Sean Edwards. Spotted a gap out wide in the Bradford Northern cover. And BJ Mather, it's his second try. And the home side will be a touch disappointed, having allowed Wigan to get that third try just as they've got back into the game after some hard work. It was a long way back for Bradford, but they got back in it at 10-10. There goes Robinson. Henry Paul. Farrell. Wigan on halfway already, clearing the danger area pretty effectively there. Again, the ball comes out from Edwards to Cassidy, but inside the Bradford half of the field. Edwards has got good direction. In fact, it's a beautifully judged kick from Sean Edwards. Going to push the Bulls back just 10 metres from their own try line. So Fox to feed. Bradford desperate to get back on level terms before the half-time hooter. And they've spilled possession again, and Wigan have lost it, so it's got to be a knock-on. And the first offence, of course, means that Wigan will have head and ball. It was Bradford who committed it, so Sean Edwards will feed the scrum for Wigan, who could finish the half strong. Referee's not happy. Wigan have a penalty. And Henry Paul wants to take it quickly. I'm not too sure if that was the right option. It might pay off though. Wigan could create an overlap outside. Martin Afire, 2 metres out. He's got to come back inside. Afire will be tackled and smothered. Well, the penalty was taken quickly by Henry Paul. He decided to take the responsibility, play the tap with 4 points in it. And it looked like asserting 2 points on offer. However, wasn't to be. Wigan still pile under pressure with Skerrett. Skerrett tackled. The referee said shoulder. Wigan still in a good position. Edwards back inside to Henry Paul. Heads for the line. Wigan still 2 metres away. Good defensive work from Bradford. Martin Hall across to Sean Edwards. Little dropper comes in. Wigan will score. And that's a try for Wigan. And I think it's a hat-trick. Yes, it is a try. Sean Edwards with the grubber. And Wigan have stretched their advantage.
The try scorer for Wigan, number 13, Andy Farrell.
So he's having a good day, Andy Farrell. Farrell already got a personal tally of 10 points. Could make it around dozen. No problems for Andy Farrell. And Wigan have restored their 10-point advantage.
Scored there, conversion by number 13, Andy Farrell. Well, half-time, a good half here at Oxford Stadium, and once again we're proud this afternoon, ladies and
So Wigan will be delighted with that scoreline as the teams go off at the half-time break. Bradford coming back into it to level it up, but Wigan with that flourish towards half-time. And a crucial try from Andy Farrell, and Bradford trail by 20 points to 10 at the halfway stage. So Wigan with that 10 points advantage restart the second half here at Odsal. The weather's changed, no surprise there. And maybe, well, certainly Bradford Bulls will be looking to change that scoreline. They came back from a 10-point deficit in the first half. They've got it all to do again in the second. And they've got to strike early if they're going to get anything out of this game, one suspects. Because Wigan usually have quite a bit in reserve in the final 20. It's a deep one from Fox. Martin Afire takes it comfortably. He clears the lines pretty well for Wigan. Up to the 20-metre. Paul. That's Henry Paul, of course. Hasn't seen a direct confrontation between the two standoffs so far this afternoon. As Horton sets up another Wigan attack on halfway. Farrell, 2 tries already for Andy Farrell, 2 goals as well. He's bang on form. And maybe that's good news for England as well with the World Cup to come. Henry Paul gives chase, so too does BJ Mather. Simpson should be the favourite. He's going to turn round. Almost misjudged the flight of the ball there, Roger Simpson, but managed to grab it just in time. Under pressure, it has to be said, from 3 Wigan players. As the rain once more streams down at Odsal. Good tackle by Cowitt, Mike Dermott. Donahue, across it goes again to that far side, and that's Carl Furbank. Donahue again with a good break from the acting half-back position. And there's still plenty of spirit in this Bradford team. The cross kick comes in from Fox. Connolly is there, so too is Jason Robinson. Robinson faced by 3 Bradford players, and he's got past all 3. Brilliant work from Robinson. Tremendous defence clearing run there from Billy Wiz. Farrell turns away from the touchline. Martin Hall across to Edwards. Inside to Veer Twigger-Marler. Steps inside, trying to get into some sort of rhythm. Plays it quickly. Edwards scampering away from half-back Simon Horton. Play on, said the referee. It went back, and it did. And their eagerness to play the ball quickly. They've lost a bit of ground there, Wigan. Switch and angle of play from Edwards. Cassidy, good delivery from Cassidy to Cowie. Cowie runs into his opposite number, and we're up to the last tackle. And Fox looks suspiciously offside. The kick comes in from Edwards. St. John Ellis is forced to react to it. Connolly has missed him. A good run from St. John Ellis. It takes him well clear of the 20-metre line. And Bradford have a penalty. And they've certainly made a better start to the second half as they did to the game itself. And a bit of pressure now for Wigan to contend with. Andy Ireland fired up, and another powerful burst from Ireland. Good moments these for the Bradford Bulls. Furbank charges in. And even more pressure now for Wigan. It was Dixon who thought about offloading, decided in the end to take the tackle. But danger here now for Wigan. St. John Ellis, just 8 metres from the Riversiders' try line. And options to the left and to the right for the Bulls. Here comes Fox. Turns it back inside to Robbie Paul. Absolute dead ringer for his brother. Out it comes back again to Fox. This time the bomb comes up. That's well, I thought it was a good one, but it's a bad one in the end. Thought it was going to land in between Martin Afire and Gary Connolly, but it didn't. And the conditions very rapidly, as you can see. Skerritt. Farrell. Tackle comes in from Andy Ireland. And that's why they always have the floodlights on at Odsal, isn't it? Because it changes that quickly. Via Twigamala. Well, no way through for the Kiwi. Some sloppy work there from Wigan. Eventually it's resurrected by Henry Paul. Martin Hall this time. Never quite got into the rhythm so far in the second half, Wigan. Edwards with the long kick downfield. Shouldn't trouble Simpson. Got support there from St. John Ellis. Wigan move up quickly. That's Cassidy and Henry Paul leading the way for Wigan. Donahue again, controlled at the second time of asking. Touch of fortune about that for Bradford Northern. It was Gary Christie, the former Oldham player. Again, Furbank on the left wing at the moment. Donahue again, and across it went, and that was a knock-on, said the touch judge. Took some time, I think, to relay the message to the referee. It was Furbank who made the mistake. Can you believe it? The sun's trying to squeeze through the cloud again. No change to the half-time scoreline. Wigan still have that 10-point margin. They're ahead 20 points to 10. Edwards. Good ball this time to Henry Paul. Gets it back from Via Twigamala. Wigan moving quickly. Back inside comes Jason Robinson. Jason Robinson with a superb run. He's split the cover and he's dropped the ball. Play on, said the referee. And now it's Roger Simpson. His possession changes pretty swiftly. Well, that was a pity for Wigan that Jason Robinson couldn't control it, because he'd certainly made a very good run there. But Bradford Bulls now back in possession. Fox thought about the long pass and decided against it. Wise choice. Here comes Fox again. And that, says the referee, is a scrum. Well, that's a pretty mystifying decision. It looks as if the Bradford player in question, Andy Ireland, wasn't allowed to play the ball properly. Maybe some interference, but that's not how the referee saw it, and Wigan get ahead and ball. Edwards. Misses out Mather, offloads to Martin Afire. Afire in turn gives it to Cassidy. He needs to attempt to control it, then he slips. Bradford pile in. Simon Horton. And the ball very slippery at the moment, as is the surface at Hodsall. Good delivery, Cowie inside the 20-metre mark. Took a tumble for his trouble. Out it comes again, a long ball lobbed out by Sean Edwards. Henry Paul Jinkin twisting his way forward. And we've got an injury there to St John Ellis, and Connolly stabs it forward, and Connolly scored, I think, for Wigan, taking full advantage of some slack defensive work on the Bradford team. And it's going to be a long way back now for Bradford Northern in this game. St John Ellis still down injured, I think. We've got an injury to a Wigan player as well, Neil Cowie, and it looks quite bad to Ellis. But a couple of good opportunities missed by Andy Farrell.
Roy Powell has replaced number 12, Brian McDermott, and making his debut for the Bulls, number 14, Darren Simpson, replaces number 1, St John Ellis.
So St John Ellis going off, Simpson coming on, another change as well in the Bulls, so they'll try and liven it up a bit. They trail by a 14-point margin though, 24-10, as Robinson again gets into his stride for Wigan, runs out from deep. And I don't think it'll be too long before Henry Paul comes off.
Number 15, Terry O'Connor, has replaced number 10, Neil Cowie.
He's in some discomfort there, Henry Paul. So I think we can expect maybe Craig Murdoch to come on for Wigan. Because Henry Paul surely can't continue. It's either his ribs or a hip injury, but it's certainly given him some trouble. And more movements on the Wigan subs bench. He's still on at the moment, Henry Paul. He's stood right on the touchline. They need to get him off pretty quickly. And it is Craig Murdoch who's coming on. As we suspected, the change is being made. And that could be a blow to Wigan. Because he doesn't like to come off in games, Henry Paul. He looks to be pretty badly injured. Wigan nonetheless move the ball down that left-hand side with BJ Mather. He had his fire on his outside, preferred to come inside. Here come Wigan again, steaming forward. Superb run from Skerrett, got the ball out, but it was spilled. The ball's back in possession. Powell trying to liven it up a bit for Bradford. So changes all over the place in the last 5 minutes or so on both teams. Have to see if that can make any difference. Reshuffles for both coaches to consider. Here's Fox for Bradford. Robbie Paul. Ireland. Not a lot of support. It arrives now from Christie. Good ball from Christie. There's Powell. He's dropped it. Picked up by Andy Farrell. Scrum down, said the referee.
A substitution for Wigan. Number 16, Craig Murdoch, has replaced number 6, Henry Paul.
And Murdoch, as you can see, has gone into the standoff half position. And the referee not happy with the scrum. Connolly comes as well. That's not the option that's selected by Edwards. Murdoch gets his first taste of the action. Just that one try in the second half from Connolly. Terry O'Connor fending off the first tackle from Christie. Murdoch. And Simon Horton runs into a three-man Bradford Bulls welcoming committee. Paul to Edwards. Andy Farrell thought about the pass to Connolly. One or two problems for the referee to sort out. Meanwhile, BJ Mather, well, that's forward and it's in touch, and it's a dreadful pass in actual fact from BJ Mather. and the touch judge said it came off a Bradford player. So Wigan get head and ball. So they completely monopolised the possession so far in the second half, Wigan, as BJ Mather sets off to go through a gap. It's pretty difficult for him to stretch out and get into his stride. It might be easy for Edwards now. To Connolly. Connolly at full tilt. Couldn't get the pass away. Good tackling, good defence from Bradford Northern at the moment. It needs to be as well, because here come Wigan again, this time with Skerrett trying to get ahead of steam up. Running right down the centre of the field. He'd love to score against his old club, Martin Hall. The supporting player was Murdoch. He now goes to acting halfback as Wigan stretch out from right to left across Odsall, and there could be problems for Bradford if Wigan can move the ball quickly. Well, it's not the option they've taken. He tried to go it alone. That was Murdoch. We're up to the last tackle. This time it's Edwards. Long one thrown out now by Edwards. Can Wigan create the overlap? Well, surely there's points available here for Wigan. If they go in, there's Martin Afire. He's got to catch it and spin it. He's heading for the corner. He's in. Or was he? It's a try. It's given. And Wigan are now well clear, surely. 28-10. Martin Afire. It always looked as though if the ball could be moved swiftly out to that left-hand side, there could be danger for Bradford. And that's exactly what happened. Martin Afire managed to squeeze it at the corner. Not a lot of space for Afire to work in, but he managed to find just a yard to get himself on the score sheet. And Wigan now very comfortable indeed at 28-10. The weather has changed again at Odsall. Got all 4 seasons this afternoon. As you can see, it's right on the touchline, and that's a beauty from Farrell. It rubs further salt in the wound. We've still got some time to go, and Wigan have certainly, so far in the games played this season, have really turned on the pressure and turned the pressure into points in the final 10 or 15 minutes of games in the matches previously played. And they'll be looking to do the same this afternoon. They've completely dominated the second half. Just that one try for Bradford in the first half, coming from Carl Hall. 3 goals from Fox. And Wigan go now in search of more points down the centre of the field with Edwards. The kick comes in, and it's a good one as well. It's going to go in touch. That's a beautifully judged kick from Sean Edwards. Head and ball to Bradford, but it's 10 metres from their own try line. And even when they get possession from the scrum, as they surely will, they're going to be under pressure from Wigan. They've shown no real sign of troubling Wigan at all in this second half, Bradford. Scales hasn't had much opportunity to make any real impact at all in the game. That's Darren Simpson making his debut for Bradford Bulls this afternoon. That's Roger Simpson, who's played many times for Bradford. Good delivery as well from Simpson to a bit of life still about Bradford. Donahue, well taken in the end by Fox. The pass was delayed somewhat. Wigan can get back and organise and arrange the defensive network. They've used up 5 tackles already now, the Bradford Bulls. They really need to find some inspiration from somewhere, and they won't find it like that, I'm afraid. That was the 6th tackle. They've again given up possession to Wigan. Murdoch. O'Connor. Almost got the first past the first tackle of Fox. But just look at the difference. Wigan are making full value of good yardage with 3 or 4 tackles. Simon Horton leading from the front once again. had one of his quieter games so far, Simon Horton, but a great prospect for the future. Edwards, lovely ball from Edwards. Wigan have got more points available here. Shuley, Cassidy's going to go in underneath the post, and that was superbly constructed. It was that man, Sean Edwards again. Great link-up play, and the support came from Murdoch. Cassidy, the scorer, and that was Wigan at the very, very best. And they're going to get an easy conversion opportunity.
Number 12, Mick Cassidy.
So Cassidy getting the 7th touchdown for Wigan. It was brilliantly constructed defensively. They must be very, very disappointed. Especially, remember, they came back after giving Wigan that 10 points lead. They came back, got themselves right back into this game, drew level at 10-all. But as we've been saying, Wigan usually comes strong in the final quarter or 20 of a game, and yet more changes now being made by both teams. Martin Dermott is coming on to replace Martin Hall, as Andy Farrell prepares to help himself to his 4th goal of the afternoon, and the sunshine's returned, and it's certainly shining on Wigan. It's a punishing scoreline, and some work for the new Bulls coach, Brian Smith, to get to grips with Shuley. Because it's some time since Wigan have come to Bradford and won comfortably. They won last season, lost I think the year before.
Number 17, Martin Dermott, replaces number 9, Martin Hall.
So once again, Graham West, the Wigan coach, utilising the advantage of giving all the players a run out. Just got one Wigan substitute now who hasn't been on this afternoon. I know they've all been on at the moment. No, they haven't. Andy Craig has yet to make an appearance, but certainly 3 have been used. Terry O'Connor, Craig Murdoch and Martin Dermott, all used now by the Wigan coach, Graham West. And all the Bulls have used their substitutes as well. So plenty of changes, but no change at the top of the Stone Centenary Championship table, because Wigan are way out in front already, as they are in this game. 36-10, Bulls in possession, and they have a penalty. There they go, trying to add little more than respectability now to the scoreline, but they're not going to give up the fight. Ireland, a couple of metres out from the Wigan try line. At long last, they're going to trouble Wigan defensively for the first time in the second half, as Powell almost makes it. Good moments for Bradford Northern, turned back inside. The slip though, Wigan pounce immediately, but still an opportunity. Well, there was. That was not good play at all from the Bulls. Over anxious. And we see yet another change. We are now going to see the introduction of Andy Craig. It's going to be Gary Connolly who comes off, limping unfortunately. 1 or 2 injury problems maybe for Wigan around this afternoon. So Andy Craig comes on, Connolly comes off. The game already won at 36-10. BJ Mallers on a hat-trick. And he's in possession for Wigan. Farrell, another top performer on the day for the Riversiders, Andy Farrell. Dermott takes up the role, vacated by Martin Hall in the acting half-back position. Skerritts wants to play out a full 80, no progress that time. O'Connor looking for work and finding a bit there as well. Dermott, Murdoch, Edwards, missed out the Twiggamala, but delivered to Simon Horton, who's still, oh, that's a brilliant tackle on Horton. It's a good one as well from Donahue, but Martin Afaya still managed to get the ball towards Simpson, who caught it at second time round. Wigan have moved up quickly though. Edwards back organising the Wigan line. And Bradford Northern, at the moment, are playing without a left winger. So no real problems for Wigan down this left-hand side. They've only got one option, Northern. That's the one, down the centre of the field with Robbie Paul. Still they're trying desperately to get themselves back into this game. Chip kick from Fox towards the touchline. In fact, it's not a bad kick from Fox. Collected by Andy Craig. His first touch of the action. Just replacing Gary Connolly a few moments ago. A fire. BJ Mather. Cassidy goes in alone from the dummy half position. It's played quickly as well to Farrell. Edwards with the kick for distance. Didn't really put Simpson under pressure, who's switched to fullback, of course, since St. John Ellis went off. He's still wriggling his way forward, and he's found a route through, at least up to the halfway line. Bradford Northern have created an opportunity down that right-hand side, and they're still going Bradford Northern. Wigan scamper back quickly. The best we've seen so far in the second half from Bradford Bulls rather than Bradford Northern. Here comes Robbie Paul. Robbie Paul lobs the ball out. Are they going to go in at the corner? Wigan move across quickly. Scales trying to find a gap in what's been a pretty good defensive performance so far from Wigan. Can Fox open up Wigan? Turned it back inside. They're still desperately trying to get rid of the ball because this is the sixth and final tackle. Fox thought about the kick, didn't come. Simpson's missed out. Bradford Northern still creating a possible opportunity for a try, and it's all so simple in the end. They're in underneath the posts. Wigan caught in two minds, and Bradford go in on the sixth tackle. Well, they will add some respectability to the score because it's right underneath the posts, and Wigan weren't entirely happy with that. With the try from Summers, little more really than consolation, as is the conversion.
The try scorer for the Bradford Bulls, number 13 Neil Sellers, and the try converted by number 7 Derek Fox.
There's still a massive gap in the scoreline. 20 points, in fact, for Wigan to play with. They don't appear to be in any real hurry to restart the game. They just want to get back to Wigan now, I think. Have a shower, have a bath. The job's done. And it's been done once again pretty professionally by Wigan. Simpson. Well, it all started from that break, the Bradford Northern try from Simpson. Can't quite manage to make as much progress this time round. Christie runs into a pile of Wigan tacklers. Cassidy and O'Connor, two of the main ones. There's a try scorer for Bradford Northern, Neil Summers. Picked up now by the other try scorer, Carl Hall. The men have got the two touchdowns for the Bulls. Fox, high and deep. Might be a touch too deep in actual fact. No problems for Wigan. Didn't even trouble the fullback Andy Craig. And Wigan get the advantage. Tried to use the corner of the pitch to the best advantage there, Derek Fox, but it didn't pay off on that occasion. Too much weight on the kick through. And Wigan back in possession. We're just playing out time now here at Odsal. 36-16. And a mistake made by Wigan, which came from Martin Dermott. An unforced error. That's not very often we see it. But it just proves that they're human after all. Fox to feed. Northern could finish with a bit of a flourish towards the end of the game. Simpson links up. Runs straight into Craig Murdoch. He's already looking round at the options, Derek Fox. And they've certainly set up another good field position here, the Bradford Bulls. They come charging forward again. Just 8 metres from the try line. Across it goes to Fox. Thought about the long one, turned it inside instead to the loose forward. That's Neil Summers, the latest try scorer for Bradford Bulls. In fact, the latest try scorer in the game. There goes Robbie Paul. Turned the ball inside, and the Bulls are in again. It's a well-worked try. John Scales has gone in. Well, it's certainly going to add respectability to it, if nothing else. Scales, the try scorer for Bradford. So 2 tries in this second half. More points available here for the Bulls, which is difficult to remember. Fox on the angle, and no problems. Comfortable for Derek Fox.
Try scorer there for the Bulls is number 5, John Scales, and the try converted by number 7, Derek Fox.
So 3 tries now for the Bulls. Carl Hall, Neil Summers and John Scales are try scorers. And Fox adding on the extras with the goals. 36-22. I still think they're going to run out of time, but who knows? It's certainly been good, enterprising 10 minutes or so from the Bulls. And Graham West, the Wigan coach, won't be happy at all with the last 2 scores, I can tell you. Simpson. Back inside. It's the winger, Scales. No way through that time. Wigan penalised. Carl Hall wanted to take it quickly. Fox is there, so too is Donoghue. So more defensive work for Wigan to do as Bradford push forward once again. But they've scored on the last 2 attacks. That's Andy Ireland powering his way inside the Wigan 20-metre line. Out it comes again. These are good moments for Bradford. And Wigan look a bit shaky defensively, and they have done in the last 10 minutes. Robbie Paul. The ball's got to ground. That's a knock-on. Well, a bit of composure perhaps, and Bradford Northern, or a bit more composure perhaps, and Bradford Northern might have been in a position to create an overlap on this left-hand side. But Wigan will now just look to settle the situation.
Limited Bradford Bulls Man of the Match award this afternoon.
Edwards
goes to number 9, Jason Donoghue.
Andy Craig. And the sponsors Man of the Match awards picked up for Bradford Bulls. Jason Donoghue via Twiggamala. BJ Mather can't make progress. Good tackling from Bradford. A fire goes into the acting halfback position. Gives the ball to Terry O'Connor, and he's spilled it. And so too of Bradford. Well, first defence will mean head and ball to Bradford Northern. Bradford Bulls, rather. So Fox to feed. Can they penetrate the Wigan rear guard once more and get even closer to that 36 points? Scales ran across and then straightened up a touch. Another penalty goes the way of the Bulls. O'Connor is picked out for a lecture. Play on, said the referee. Quickly taken penalty by Donoghue. Simpson thought about the offload, played with the percentages in the end, controlled possession. Still 3 or 4 tackles for Bradford to attack the Wigan try line. Andy Ireland spins away towards touch. Wigan move across quickly to cover the danger. And there's still danger around here for Wigan. Fox again, good work from Fox. Oh, surely should have got the pass out. Delayed it a fraction of a second too long. Donoghue again, spins it wide. Robbie Paul. And an opportunity now for the Bulls again as it goes out to Simpson. Simpson is in. Well, that's a well-deserved try for Simpson. So the 3 S's in the second half, Summers, Scales and Simpson, have given the scoreline certainly more respectability. 10 points at the moment, the margin, with the conversion to come from Fox. 36-26 we stand at the moment. And the 2-pointer to come in from way over on that far touchline from Derek Fox, just 8 metres in. It's certainly within his capabilities. Plenty of height, but lacks the accuracy of the direction.
Number 2, Roger Simpson.
So 10 points at the moment, the margin, and they've certainly come back well. Remember, Wigan led at one stage, 36-10. But 3 tries for the Bulls have put them back in contention. Crowd not happy. Well, the time will be added on. That's the referee signalling to the timekeepers. Restart comes in now from Farrell. Bradford want to get on with it as quickly as possible. But it's hard to decide whether it's would have done a lot better in the last 20 or Wigan have just eased up a touch. I suspect it's the latter in actual fact. 1 or 2 changes as well, of course, made to the Wigan team. But it's a game effort this by the Bulls. They're still going forward, taking the game to Wigan at every single opportunity now. Again with Powell. Brilliant offload from Powell. And the Bulls, well, if they get another trying goal, we might even yet have a tight finish. Fox across it goes to Henry Paul. Simpson again turns it inside. And they've just run out of players and up to the last tackle as well. So well, they run out of tackles. That's the other Simpson, of course, making his debut. Determined dash forward. But it's the changeover on the 6th. And Wigan must be thinking they want the timekeepers to end this now. It's a good job they got a lot of points early on in the second half. Skerrett. There's always a welcome in the hillsides for Kelvin Skerrett. Good tackling from Bradford, to be fair. Dermot spins away, just happy to make a bit of yardage forward. Again, it comes from Cassidy now. Wigan have not had a lot of possession in the last quarter of an hour, so they want to keep it as long as possible. Edwards forced to kick downfield. It's not a bad kick, that in actual fact, from Edwards, but it's not going to find touch. Simpson will retrieve it. It went back, said the referee. Not too sure. Simpson is. He's carried on. Cassidy's missed him. Across came Craig Murdoch, the Wigan player, to complete the tackle on Simpson. Great encouragement, an encouraging finish this by Bradford. Christie tackled though without making up much yardage forward. Again, it's Wigan who've got to think about things defensively. Carl Hall with some nifty footwork, trying to find a yard of space, didn't quite manage it. And the Bulls are in Wigan territory again. Just, they are now, because that's a penalty. Fox duly obliges and puts more pressure on the Wigan defence. Well, not long to go. I suspect that Wigan will hang on. Here come the big men, Andy Ireland, trying to just batter his way forward. Back it comes out now again to Fox. Fox, good ball laid off to Powell. Powell can't offload it. Paul was the supporting player. The pass didn't come. It might now though from Fox, who's jinking his way forward. Opportunity here for the Bulls again. Back to Fox, it's been spilled. The referee said knock on, not too sure. And that's it. Well, an encouraging fight back by the Bradford Bulls, but Wigan taking the points in the end. 36-26 the final score. Wigan building up that massive advantage in the second half. At one stage they led by 36 points to 10, but late tries from Summers, Scales and Simpson adding respectability to the scoreline, but Wigan maintaining their 100% start to the season with a win at Odsal. Our final score of Bradford Bulls 26, Wigan 36.